Alright, so I was just in a battle there on Pokemon Showdown. I'm not recording anything here, I was just practicing with this team and trying out some different Pokemon. I realised I should now, when I'm not recording, still keep fraps open for battles like this where it's like, oh, I can just quickly record this, because I wish I could have shown you this battle. You can't see this guy's team very well, but he had a Regirock, Regigigas, Dodrio, Lapras, Swoobat and Sandslash. And I'm using this team that I showed you in the last video, or last session, sorry. So yeah, with this team I always send in Mr. Mime first because it's got dual screens and taunt, and that way you can stop hazards getting up, or you can like buff your team with the screens. And I figured this guy had a Regigigas, and even though it has slow start, it still has decent attack, and Mr. Mime has terrible HP and defense. So I figured I'll go for the Reflect. I won't go for the Taunt because I can't remember if it gets Stealth Rocks or not, but I was like, I'll go for the Reflect first. And this guy goes for Thunder Wave, so that was annoying. But like, fair enough, whatever. Then he goes for the Confuse Ray, so I'm thinking, wow, like this is some bullshit strategy right here. Then I get confused, that was annoying. Then I was just like, right, I'm not letting this guy, you know, get away with this stuff, so I'll send in Throw, which can easily take it, and if he wants to Thunder Wave me, that's fine. So then he can go for the Substitute there, so I'm just thinking, oh dear lord, like, this is ridiculous. So I get rid of his sub, he goes for Thunder Wave again, which is good because of Guts, but then I'm thinking, well, Throw is already like extremely slow, and so there's no point in you like making him slower really, because like the rest of your team outspeeds it, and Regigigas will outspeed it eventually. So you're just doing it really for the hacks, and then that becomes even more apparent in the next turn when he goes for the Confuse Ray. I'm lucky here that I don't get paralysed or confused, which is, I don't know what the odds are for that. So I take him out in one go because of the Guts boost, so I might have taken him out in one go anyway. So that was really annoying. Then he goes into Swoobat, and I know that all these things do is like set up because they have simple, and I figured I can take one hit if he does want to go for the Air Slash. But yeah, he goes for the Carmine, because obviously, like I think I said it in like the last video or something, people, if they have a chance to set up or get a status on you instead of hitting you with a super effective move, they'll always go for it. This guy had both of his stabs are super effective against Throw, and whilst it probably wouldn't have taken me out in one go, like they probably would have taken me out in 2 hits actually, especially since I'm paralysed. So he goes for the Carmine straight away, of course, and then of course I get paralysed. So I'm getting kind of mad here because I'm thinking also he has Air Slash, so I'm thinking he's trying to like power flinch my team here, and later on he says that he's not doing it to try and power flinch, he's doing it because that is the only stab it gets for flying. I'm like, well that's fair enough, but the fact is that you've paralysed 2 of my Pokemon now, and if your Regigigas was still alive it will probably do the same thing over and over again. So anyway, a few more turns go on, and yeah, he sets up to +3 at this point. I use Healing Wish to bring in my Wartortle, and then that can, I think that had lost like half its health at this point or something. So so there was that. And Wartortle has, this set I'm using has Haze and Ice Beam, so I figured I can bring his stats down and I can go for the super effective hit, because Swoobat's really frail. And this turn here I figured I'll go for Haze first, and I just called it in my head. I went, he's going to get the flinch here because he hasn't gotten it yet. Sure enough, he gets the flinch, so now my Wartortle's back down to like 60% health, which I know it can take like 2 more hits maybe, but like that was massive because now he's still at +3, and he has the chance to get off another Air Slash which could also flinch me. Luckily it doesn't. I get the Haze off, and again he could have finished off my my Wartortle here, but instead he goes for another Carmine, and then he goes for another one, and I finally get some luck here and get a crit and manage to take it out, because I think he was back at +3 here, and I think he would have lived with just enough HP to take me out. So then he starts getting mad at this turn, and then he sends in what was this thing? Oh, he sends in Dodrio, hits me with a knockoff, and I think at this point I still had I think I had, oh no, I didn't have reflector, I had light screen up, I think. So he goes for the knockoff. I was about 21 HP, and I take it well, like enough to live, and then I ice beam and take it out. Sorry, don't take it out. I ice beam it and freeze it, and he gets angry that 1, it didn't kill me, and 2, I froze him. But I was thinking, that's fair enough. The first thing about him not taking me out, you can't get mad at that really, because I'm a war total, fully defensive Eviolite. My defense is at like, I think like 430 or something when he did that, and Dodrio's relatively decent, but not like a, you know, like a really good physical attacker. And then knock off, I have the Eviolite, and it's not stab, so I was like, well, I don't know why you're getting angry about that for. And then he got angry at the freeze, which is fair enough, but he was playing like a complete dick with status, and also the fact that it's a super effective move. And then he stayed in even though it was frozen, which I'm kind of surprised he didn't get the first turn Thor, because it's like the kind of guy that he is. So next he sends in Regirock, and this is something that I was playing like a couple of games this team, and apparently like weakness policy Regirock is the thing. So that's annoying. I really do hate weakness policy, because I don't know why you get punished for doing the right play and going for a super effective move. And I could have like knocked it off, but I just assumed that like Assault Vest Regirock seems to be, or was, what I was seeing everyone using for, so I figured I'll just go for the skull, get a super effective hit off, because anything he'll do will take me out. So he gets the weakness policy, but thankfully I get the burn, and he gets really angry here, and I was just thinking like I call him out there, you're so fucking lucky. I said, that's what you get for playing like a dick. He says for being better, and I call him out, I'm like, you tried to paralyze and confuse me the first like 6 turns, then you got the flinch with Swoobat, and then you're just constantly setting up with a Pokemon that gets like double the stats each turn. I was just like, yeah, like you're definitely better. And then he says a thing about the stab thing, which I guess is fair, but still. And then I eventually win the match, and he does it again here. Like he's pretty much lost at this point, but like he goes for a toxic instead of going for an attack. So I don't understand people's reasoning, but luckily I managed to win there. And these are the kinds of people that you play against. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's about 7 times out of 10 you get people that are really salty. They play like an absolute dick, but then when you get like 1 or 2 pieces of hacks, they get really mad, and I'm kind of surprised that he didn't forfeit, actually. I'll give him that. So yeah, thankfully Pokemon does kind of balance itself out sometimes and serves justice to those who that deserve it. But yeah, like I said, this happens like pretty much like 7 games out of 10. You know, you get them like every session. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that, and I think I better start trying to record more of these games, just so like people can see like the stupidity. But yeah, gonna go render some more of the Eviolite session and the OU session, and I'll see you later. Peace.